Howdy, y'all. Well, I wanted to start going out for walks in nature, to just have that environment in my videos. But as you can see today, once again, look at this, the blowing branches off. See the birdhouse going crazy. The weather is just going a little wild right now. I mean, we had snow, and then we're gonna have snow tomorrow. We had rain, and then we have 20 degrees, 70 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 70 degrees, 50 degrees, 60, 40. It's like, what the hell's going on? But see, look at that. See, that's temperature. You know what temperature means? It's the temper of nature. That's what it really is. But anyway, besides that, what I really wanted to talk about today is relentlessness. And like, sometimes relentlessness can be bad when it's, relentless towards a bad thing, or when you don't give up about certain thing, keep pressing the wrong idea. But the reason that I have to keep putting out videos of this nature about spirit and enlightenment is because it's the only path I have now. It's once it happens to you can't go back. You really can't. And it's not something that, somebody who's like, yes, I understand, and I'm enlightened, and I'm wise, and I know my stuff. Those kind of people are only fooling themselves. And it's like, people could look at me and be like, who does he think he is? He's fooling himself. But I'm not fooled. It's whatever. I'm not trying to defend myself, and I'm not trying to put anyone else down, because we're all on the path. Like, even if you aren't spiritual, or even if you don't believe in anything, you're a person with the spirit inside of you going through the quest, going through the adventure, going through this awesome thing. And if you choose to have a bad attitude about it and say, oh, I was raised wrong, or I was whatever, everything that is going wrong in your life is something that you're looking at the bad side of. Everything. Like, I don't have it perfect. I work all the time. My own kids don't want to see me. I have no friends at all. Well, everyone's my friend, but like, I don't have anyone who wants to spend time with me. And if they do, they don't reach out, and that's fine. Whatever. It's all good. So, and I always find a happy thing about everything. Like, even when I lived in a vehicle, even when I was homeless for 5 years at least, I would say it was a decade off and on, but, because I was too proud to stay with mom and dad, so I stayed in my car and just said that I had friends to stay with. But it was one of those stupid things with pride. Pride gets in the way of, I could have gotten myself together a little bit sooner, but I was too proud. I got to be a man, I don't need no one's help. And I'm still sort of like that on a personal level, but I don't need anyone's help. That's the thing, is I don't need that. When you get, when you have a moment of that oneness, okay, it's hard to explain this, because you don't want to be conceited. Like, I don't think very highly of myself. I think magnificently high of myself at the same time, but I think that way of everyone and everything, so it makes us all equal. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, oh, everyone's so great, because if you're a prick, then you're a prick, and my way of showing you affection and showing you love is to say, hey, man, you don't want my niceness around you, because you're like, oh, sissy, man, I'll kick your butt, man. So I'm trying to really keep my swear words out of my normal personal conversation. But when I swear in my songs, and when I swear in my skits, and when I swear in whatever I may do in the future, that's me playing an act. Just like, literally, me being Dan Alexander is an act I have to tell myself every day now, because I've experienced my past lives, which is intense, and I know I can help other people do that, and I know that that's so much more important than the garbage we're doing right now in our everyday life. It's not garbage. There's a lot of magnificent things, and everything is magnificent, and even if it's crap right now, there's a lesson to be learned from it. Like, even COVID-19 and all this other stuff, like viruses of every sort, every plague, every whatever was just nature. And I know that sounds really weird, because we people are part of nature. So whatever we do is part of nature too. Consciousness has to work out through the collective. And the collective is everything and everyone, not just people. Like, through nature, through elements, through all the earth, and through the water, and through everything. Everything is upgrading at the same time, and it's happening right now. In our lifetime, it's right here, right now. So it's super exciting. Like, yeah, buddy. I love it. I think it's the most magnificent thing ever. So, I feel silly putting on a mask, but I really don't care anymore because I know I can heal myself because I've done it. So here's the thing about that. I'm thinking, why was I making a big deal at first? Because I don't like someone telling me I have to do something. And we have to end that. Like, we don't need a government to tell us. We don't need adult babysitters. That's all really the government is. And people that would agree with that, of course, they're going to agree with, we need a government, we need this society, we need a military because our forefathers and da-da-da-da, and they're going to go through that same spiel. Nothing bad about anyone who's ever served and protected. But guess what? They've served and protected and died to other people, not other countries. Your neighbor is a neighbor, okay? Well, his distance of land was a little bit closer than someone across the ocean. So friggin' what? Another life is another life. And if you understand that, then you don't say Americans and Chinese. You don't say, the Bolivia, and you don't say Baghdad or whatever, all those different things. You don't say any of those things. The people that had problems with each other are people that had problems with each other. You go to a high school, there's people who don't like each other. But if they got in big groups, there's groups of people who don't like each other. You get to be adults, there's bigger groups that don't like each other. You get to be ridiculously full of yourself and stuck in the game, adults, you start having wars. And that's what we did. And our ancestors taught us to hold grudges. And our ancestors were very great, awesome people. All our ancestors were magnificent. Whether they were no matter what they did, they were just doing what they could at that time. Like, yes, there's people who don't, strive to be their full potential, and that's their right too. Like, whatever you choose is your choice. You being one of the great oneness that there is, you basically being God yourself as well as every other thing. You have the right to make your mess ups and, also have your great experiences and to be proud of them. It's not a sin to be proud. It's a sin when you become so proud, you become stagnant and say, well, there's no better than that, so I don't need to listen to nobody. So it's not that I do feed my mind with positive things and stuff about health and stuff that we've learned as a whole about our body so far, but I know nothing is be all end all and everything can get better. Everything will get better. Everything is getting better. Everything's increasing, improving. So with that being said, it's like you want to keep positive, good things in your mind, because if you don't, your mind gets interfered with by whatever you put in it. You keep watching TV with COVID-19 reports. We already know it's all bullshit. And I'm sorry to say that. And people who are like, there's people dying and a lot of that stuff is fake. And I don't even want to get into conspiracy because it's all magnificent. Whatever people are doing, whatever the government is doing to us, whatever China is doing to us, whatever, blah, 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 all those names, it's just all part of consciousness. It's all working out. Nature's doing what it does. Like I said, I wish I could be out in nature. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's windy. And I was going to take a walk earlier, but I decided to come back because the dust was like in my face, and I was like, I can't see anything. In fact, I still have something stuck in my eye. I couldn't get out. But anyway, I don't want to go too off of subject, but, being enlightened doesn't mean you can't have a personality. And I thought at first that's what I had to do. So I hid for like a year and a half, 2 years. About a year and a half before I said anything. But a year before I said anything to kids. And then my kids disappeared because it's too weird. Because one side, their mom was religious, and their mom and their whole side of the family thinks I'm so ridiculous because all I want to do is help humanity, help clean up the world of pollution and teach my children how to be healthy and happy and strive to be their greatest and find out what they want to do with themselves. I mean, if that makes me a bad person, then I'm sorry. I mean, I'm always going to be this guy from now on because it's the best I could possibly be, and I'm just going to keep getting better. And I encourage everyone to try to be the best they can possibly be, not because it's a competition, but because what else is there to do but be the best you can be instead of act like other people. I mean, don't act like everybody else. Don't do what they said to do. Doesn't mean be a rebel or be a jerk. It means you don't need someone to tell you what's right or wrong. You should be able to tell. And if someone's doing something you don't agree with that would harm others or be improper, then just don't do it. Simple as that. Have some damn self-control, please. Start doing that. So I don't want to talk for too long, but I'm just saying, like, the whole subject is I have to be relentless because I know that I can help. And therefore, since I know I have something that's very, very good to help us, here I am. And here I am to help. So I love you guys so much. And I really look forward to meeting you in person and talking to you, giving you a hug, saying hello. You know, when the government lets us do whatever we can do, like I will come meet anybody right now today. You know, my life hasn't changed one little bit because I'm always where I'm supposed to be. I'm always right here, and wherever I go, everything is beautiful. They're all part of this beautiful world. And I hope you guys are doing well, getting to know yourselves and getting to know your loved ones very well while you're at home, if that's what you're doing. If you're working, congratulations, because I'm working too, and keep working hard. I love you guys, and be happy, be loving, be God, because you are. Peace.